Hello everyone, and welcome to my channel. My name is Holly. Today I have a video drawing some flowers. I'm using a red Sakura micron pen, and I believe the size is 0.1. I prefer to use red ink when using alcohol markers because it gives the final result a more cohesive look. It's definitely my own personal preference for the final look, but if you prefer using other colors such as black or blue, it's completely up to you. For this drawing, I'm using Ohuhu Alcohol Markers. The sketchbook is also Ohuhu brand, so that it matches the markers well. I find Ohuhu to be really affordable and great quality, especially if you live somewhere outside of North America or Europe. I had always wanted to try using alcohol markers, but I felt that things like Copic were so out of reach. So I'm really glad that a lot of brands are coming out with affordable but still quality art materials. There are lots of reviews online that show how well Ohuhu compares to other brands. I would always recommend them to anyone who wants to learn how to use alcohol markers. I would love to hear if any of you use alcohol markers or have used them before, and what your experience has been using them. I'm always looking to learn how other people use the same art tools as I do, because I feel that no one uses the same tool the same way. The main thing I wanted to talk about in this video was how to overcome some art block, as well as finding time to draw in general. I draw as a hobby, and I want to keep it as a hobby. I have so much respect for anyone who decides they want to do freelance art as a full-time job, but after I spent time doing commission work for art, I found that I don't enjoy it as much when it becomes my work. I did enjoy doing commission work because it was mostly for friends, and it taught me so much about the world of freelance work that I wouldn't have received otherwise. One of the main reasons that I switched from digital art to traditional again, and also didn't pursue doing more commissions, is that I'm just not good at social media. I find all the talk of algorithms and trends to be simply too much for me, and I go through bouts of art block too often. In a way, commissions helped me get through that art block because I didn't have to think about what I wanted to draw. Someone else told me what they wanted me to draw for them. When I finally came to terms that social media wasn't really my thing, I more or less called it quits and started drawing for myself. It was freeing that I didn't have to care what the most recent trends were, but it also caused my art block. I didn't have fandom or any kind of commission work to help guide me in what I was going to draw for that day or that week. I didn't draw for a long time after I stopped using social media. My excuses were always that my full-time work was too much, I was too tired from work, so I just stopped everything, but I always longed for it. I was really bummed by my lack of motivation when years ago I used to draw for hours a day. So I want to share with all of you the things that I did to pull myself out of that slump and start creating again. And I hope that it can help you get out of your own slump and start creating again. The first thing that I did was try a new medium. From 2020, when I finally started really drawing, I was strictly a digital artist. Everything I did was on Procreate, and I never touched paper because I thought it was too difficult. Digital art is extremely forgiving because everything can be manipulated at any time. You can shift anything that's out of place, resize everything, and change the colors with just a few taps. I think that forgiveness is what I needed as a newer artist, learning how to do all these different things. But over time, I felt that I hit a wall and I wasn't able to get my art to look the way that I really wanted it to. And so I decided to try using graphite pencils and ink to see if that would give me motivation. A lot of my early work was extremely ugly, but I'm a really stubborn person, and so I wanted to be able to do it well. A new medium gave me new things to discover, new techniques to try, and I couldn't rely on my previous knowledge. From this, I found my love for ink and also my love for alcohol markers. Both are now my main medium, and I wouldn't have found it if I didn't put my iPad down and pick up a pencil. It can be frustrating at first, but I like to think of it as if I was reading a new book. I may have general background knowledge based on the genre, but I have to consider the context of the information for that world. The second thing is to draw simple things that you enjoy. For me, I enjoy drawing portraits and natural things such as flowers and trees and such. Even for this video, I was having some art block, so I found some random flower pictures off of Pinterest and then loosely sketched them. I find things such as plants to be easy and relaxing because they don't have to be perfect. I found that if I have a few simple things that I enjoy drawing, I can always rely on them when I'm stuck. So even if I didn't draw anything groundbreaking or original, I still drew something. Today's drawing is a great example of that. I've been really busy and burned out recently, and so I have nothing in my head for art. I didn't want to wait for motivation to come to me because I don't think it'll come for a while. But that's okay, because I have my backup ideas to work with until I get motivation back. The next thing I did was draw along with other YouTubers. If there's a YouTuber that you really enjoy, follow along with their drawings. Art tutorials and real-time draw with me's are more popular these days, so it's really easy to follow along with your favorite artist and copy what they're doing. Maybe you can learn a new technique from them. Now, of course, don't use their ideas as your own, but it doesn't hurt to use for your own personal practice. The next one is related, and it's Draw This in Your Style challenges. The idea behind Draw This in Your Style, and it's often put on social media as #DTIS, is that artists post their work and ask others to recreate it in their own style. These challenges are great for art block because everything is already created for you, and the entire purpose is to copy them. There's often an artist-specific hashtag that you can follow and check on other submissions, and you can see how other people are changing or interpreting that original piece of art. Even if you don't want to submit it to the artist as part of the challenge, there's no harm in doing it just for yourself. The next things I want to talk about is how to hold yourself accountable. I personally am not very good at keeping a personal schedule, so if I make my own deadlines and there's no repercussion, I won't follow it. It's actually why I started a YouTube channel. Even though I just said that I'm not a fan of social media, I feel that YouTube is a bit easier to use for someone like me. With YouTube, you can post once a week or twice a month, and that's still something. If I feel that people are watching or even waiting for me to post videos, I'll feel more inclined and motivated to get it done. There are also a lot of online communities for artists. They can be found on social media or on Discord, and they often have little challenges every month or so that people stay motivated and keep creating. It's important to find a group of people that have similar goals and interests as you so that you don't get burned out. I used to be more active in a Discord channel that held monthly challenges, and artists would post their projects and ask for people to join. There were also community fanzines that people would join. I'm not very active in fandom spaces anymore, but I'll never forget what that community did to inspire me in my art. The final thing that I want to say is please don't be too hard on yourself. It's okay to take breaks, even if that means taking a few steps back. It'll do more damage in the long run if you learn to resent the creative process than learn how to fall in love with it again. I really hope that anything that I said here can be of use to you. If there's any things that have helped you get over art block and continue creating, I would love to hear about it in the comments. Thank you so much for watching today, and I hope to see you next time.